Factor follow-up segment tonight. The Factor has been very hard on the New York Times, as you may know, because we believe the newspaper has taken its liberal editorial philosophy and allowed it on its news pages. It's annoying. That's about it. Also, Times columnists stacked 10-1 in favor of the left. Doesn't sound very fair and balanced. But with us now is Times watcher William McGowan. Could set me straight. He is the author of the brand new book, Gray Lady Down: What the Decline and Fall of the New York Times Means for America. Mr. McGowan, right from the jump. A lot of my viewers watching tonight goes, look, we don't like the New York Times, we don't read it, we don't care about what they say, we know what the game is. So why should they read your book? Why should they care, or we care, what they do over there?
Well, like it or not, the New York Times is the most important media outlet in America.
Why? All right, let me stop you there. It's more important than Fox News?
I would say that in certain policy circles, yes.
Are you talking about the Democratic Party?
Well, of course, the Democratic Party, without doubt. But I'm saying in terms of serious policy circles, when the Times comes out on something, there are a lot of people who jump onto that herd, jump onto that bandwagon.
Are they politicians, business people? But because they're not the folks. The folks don't care what the New York Times says.
I would say mostly the policy elite.
That means people in Washington and people in state governments.
People in New York, people in state governments.
So decision makers, elected judges, things like that, they still read the paper and take some cues from it?
Oh, absolutely, sure. I mean, it's a conformity machine at a certain level, and that's unfortunate because there should be more heterodoxy in the Times, because then there'd be more diversity, real diversity of thought in policymaking circles, in intellectual circles in general.
Now, it's your hypothesis, and you're right about this in the book, that the paper has declined. How has it declined?
Well, I'd say it's declined in a number of ways. One, it's allowed much more opinion into what should be agnostic, objective reporting.
As I just said in the lead, it bleeds over into their story.
Exactly. Okay? Much more opinion. Much more soft news. Much more vapid consumerism, style, that kind of stuff.
All right.
And that, in some ways, is a backdoor towards countercultural values, countercultural celebration of the transgressive over the traditional.
Yeah, they gave the gay rights, gay marriage, they do a story a day on that, legalization of narcotics, they're big on that. So they're using their pages not to report the news, but to push causes that they think should be mainstream.
Well, you know, I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think that they do live in this bubble, as was mentioned in earlier segments, and that they think these are really important things.
Well, if they're important to them.
Well, they are important to them,
but the circulation is going down.
There's a disconnect with the public at large.
The business model is going down, whereas the Wall Street Journal going up, they're going down.
Well,
all right. Now, is there any look? They're free to run their paper any way they want to run their paper. I don't. You know, I have a lot of beefs with them. But is there anything really wrong? Are they doing anything wrong over there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only are they throwing off the debate on important policy issues like the war on terrorism, like the wars that we're fighting in Afghanistan and in Iraq, but you have tremendous journalistic faux pas where they've been hoaxed and conned and defrauded. I can give you a dozen examples. I mean, like for instance, the woman who was held up as a victim of military misogyny, who was supposedly raped and was the victim of an IED in Iraq. Turns out she'd never left Guam. Case upon case where...
Is that just lack of discipline?
It's a lot of very, very inexperienced reporters who are very well educated, but unfortunately wet behind the ears.
And they hire them why? I mean, shouldn't every newspaper reporter want to work for them? Can't they get the best?
You know, I don't know. I don't know why. But it just, these things come regularly, and they come pretty floridly.
All right. So it's your bottom line on Gray Lady Down is the paper is not what it used to be.
Not what it used to be, and that is a problem for America because we really need a neutral ground where both sides can get together.
I think the Wall Street Journal is an excellent publication.
There you go. I do too.
All right. Thanks, Mr. McGowan. We come right back. The Culture Warriors on Sarah Palin's new...
Found my new book!